to episode 9 of Visions, Dreams, and Insights, and we have just gone through the passage of the moon going full in the sign of Pisces. So if over the last 3 or 4 days you've had some intense emotional cycles that you've been working your way through, it's definitely in keeping with the theme. Pisces being that realm where the deeper part of consciousness resides, and when the moon goes full in the sign of Pisces, it also illuminates a lot of areas of our lives that we normally don't put our attention on. So within that, I thought I would have a little bit of a dialogue about what this season, the final passage from now toward the equinox and then stepping into autumn, might contain for us. And last night we had rain that came in from the south and west, and it has been giving us a good cleansing, a good bathing for the last 6 or 7 hours. It would seem that one of the important parts of a cycle like this is caught up in the idea of the western wind and the western thunders, and having a little bit of a recall of past relationships, past friendships, past associations. When we look to the west, the western thunders are where the ancestors reside, those who have preceded us in that journey across time and across dimension, taking us from this realm to whatever next realm we will be entering into when our life is come full circle here. So when the western wind begins to speak, it often carries the hushed voices of those who are our ancestors from ancient days, as well as family members, friends, and people that may have recently transitioned over. And often we get a somewhat enigmatic essence out of that western wind, because I think a lot of people, when they make that step into the next realm, are often reviewing and remembering things that were unspoken, and dreams that were unfulfilled, and desires that they were never able to actually see become a reality. And a lot of those things involve us, those of us living on this side of the Great Divide. So perhaps this would be a good time, as the moon begins to move toward renewal in a couple of weeks, to meditate, contemplate, and to open your consciousness up to the communication of those that are no longer in this physical realm, and perhaps even give voice in your own way to the things that you left unsaid, the things that were unspoken in your association with those people. And it's not just confined to the ones that are part of our intimate circle, but often we have friends from high school, friends from many years back in time, old lovers, our first great love. All of these individuals, when they left this world, left an impression on who we are and who we could potentially become. So having some interior dialogue, or even speaking the words out loud, during this waning period of the moon in Aries, the beginning of the third quarter moon, might be a timely thing. Perhaps a reverie or two, remembering people that impacted your life in both a positive and negative way, and preparing yourself as we journey toward the equinox and the advent of autumn, to bring yourself into a state of being at peace with all of those whom you have loved passionately or have hated in a most devoted fashion. Because neither love nor hate is the ultimate. The ultimate is, that complete union of consciousness and mind. And while we didn't necessarily experience that in this particular lifetime with those individuals who transitioned, they nonetheless, I think, would be grateful for the fact that you acknowledged their presence and their activity in your life, and that you're able to see from a higher vantage point all that they brought into the content of your life. The gifts that were given to you through your association with them, whether it was a good one or a bad one or an angst-filled one, or just a period of quiet companionship. So, we are preparing to wind down from summer. We are harvesting. We are setting things aside for the advance of winter, which is on the horizon. But during this brief passage, in the shadow of this full moon that we just had in Pisces, it's a good time to get back into the depths of spirit, to get back into the depths of unity, and to arrive at a place where we're at peace with the events and the times of our lives. And that way, as we advance, and we see the leaves beginning to turn color, and we see the seasons go through their natural shift and change, we can carry that sense of knowing that everything that is in our lives is there for purpose, and being willing to accept and acknowledge and embrace the purpose that was given to us when we initiated this journey on this small planet in a remote corner of the universe. So, kind of a little bit of a reverie, embracing the past for this particular video. I hope you enjoyed it, and do something to honor those who have preceded us in crossing that great bar. And I think you'll find that as autumn approaches and then unfolds, there will be a new sense of harmony and having been enriched that will arise naturally from within. So get out there, share the love, pass the love around, and have a good time with this autumnal season as it begins to approach. And I will be speaking to you soon.
When they yo, no one, no, no, no.